Hello students, welcome to the class of biomolecules and metabolism. In today's class, we will discuss on composition of living matters. Living matter means elements we will going to cover. Like there are few elements that requires in major proportion and some elements that requires in minor proportions. Like our body is made up of elements. Like in this image you can see here oxygen is having 55% of concentration. Okay, carbon 18%, hydrogen 10, nitrogen 3, calcium 1.5, phosphorus 1.2, and there are few more elements like major, minor, and another one is called trace elements like gold. Right now some research it says that golds are also present inside our body but in very minor proportions. That is why it is called a trace element. So before starting today's class, let's have some look what we have discussed in our previous class. In previous class, we have discussed about the structure of atoms, like atoms made up of electron, protons, and neutrons. Electrons is having negative charge, proton is having positive charge, neutron it's having mass but have neutral charge. Elements and atoms we have discussed. Molecules and compounds we have discussed how compounds are created. Like H2O, it's called compound. But when two hydrogen molecules means two hydrogen atom they combine, then it creates molecules. H it creates H2 molecule. But H 2H and one oxygen different elements when collectively comes via some bonding, then it creates compounds. Bonding of atoms. In previous class we have discussed various types of bonding, sharing of electrons, exchange of electrons. Then types of chemical reactions in our previous classes what we have already discussed. So in today's class, we will discuss on organic and inorganic molecules. Organic, basically carbohydrate, protein, fats, nucleic acid. These are called organic molecules. And inorganic molecules like water, some ions. These are inorganic molecules. But inorganic molecules are also equally important for our body. So we'll discuss in today's class both organic and inorganic. Organic carbohydrates, what are the major source of carbohydrates, why carbohydrates are important, how ATP will be released, few examples like glucose you must have heard, then some basic concepts of proteins, introduction on proteins basically, amino acid, what is amino acid, what is peptide bond, how proteins are formed, the long chain of peptide means amino acid. Then we'll go into detail on fats, what is fat, how fat is important, some examples like cholesterol, how cholesterol is bad or what are good fats, what are the bad lipids. And then we'll discuss on nucleic acid. You must be having some idea on DNA, RNA. These are called some genetic or related to genes. So these are the topics today we will cover in today's class. So major groups of organic molecules. Here you can see these are molecules it found inside our body, means carbon and hydrogen. These are major portions, and covalent bond. Electrons are shared in this bond. So like carbon carbon and hydrogen hydrogen, they are having covalent bonding. Carbohydrate, fat, protein, and nucleic acid, these are the major organic molecules present inside our body. Like in carbohydrate, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen concentration, you can see carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2, and oxygen is 1. So C6H12O6, for an example, glucose structure. So here you can see this is the chain of glucose, C6H12O6, C6H12, how it reacts. Now here in lipid, here you can see carbon again, hydrogen, oxygen, but in lower proportion. Okay, and you can see a longer chain like triglyceride molecules. Okay, so these things you can see in the lipid, how chains are formed. Here this is carbon atom. Okay, how carbon chains exist in lipid. Now in protein, again carbon and hydrogen. Here you can see oxygen, nitrogen, very small amounts of sometimes sulfur are also present. So protein made up of amino acid. Here you can see amino acid, two amino acid reacts and forms dipeptide molecules after losing one water molecule. Okay, so here C and OH. So proteins, some proteins contains phosphorus, as we have discussed, sulfur, iron, zinc, magnesium. Sometimes these elements are also present in protein. Non-nucleic acid. Basically, there are two types: DNA and RNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So one oxygen is less, and RNA, ribonucleic acid. Here you can see the structure, how it forms the DNA, and here you can see RNA. In DNA you can see double helical structure, and this one is single stranded. It looks like double stranded, but actually it's a single stranded. Here you can see. Okay, so uracil is present in RNA, and thymine is present in DNA. But again, carbon, protein, fats, nucleic acid, these are the major groups of organic molecules. Now, just we are going to compare organic versus inorganic molecules. Organic molecules always contains carbon and hydrogen, usually larger than inorganic molecules, dissolve in water and organic liquids. Carbohydrate, protein, lipid, and nucleic acid, these are the main components of organic molecules. Inorganic molecules generally do not contain hydrogen and carbon, usually smaller than organic molecules, usually dissociate in water and formic ions. Water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and inorganic salts, these are examples of inorganic molecules. Now, inorganic molecules, water, universal solvent, we can say. Most abundant compound in living materials. Two-thirds of the weight of an adult human, you can say 70%. Very often we say that our body is having 70% of water. Major component of all body fluids. Okay. Medium for most metabolic reactions. Important role in transporting chemicals in the body. Absorbs and transport heat. Oxygen, used by organelles to release energy from nutrients in order to drive cells' metabolic activities necessary for survival. As you know that oxygen is very important for our body. Okay, it combines with blood, it is to every cells, and in the presence of oxygen, all the metabolic activities performed, and so we can say oxygen is very important for us. Now again, carbon dioxide, these all are inorganic. Right now we are covering. So waste product released during metabolic reactions, as oxygen is required. In the presence of oxygen, metabolic activity performed, and after that metabolic reactions, carbon dioxide released must be removed from the body. So this carbon dioxide, it must be removed from the body. Inorganic salts abundant in body fluids, sources of necessary ions, sodium, chloride, potassium, calcium, etc. These are some necessary ions our body requires, because these ions performs some major role inside our body, play important roles in metabolism. So these salts are required. So coming to the point, what is carbohydrate, how carbohydrate is important, what are the sources, and in picture you can see these are the major sources of carbohydrates and this is the chemical structure. So carbohydrate, it provides energy to cells, supply materials to build cell structure. It is water soluble, of course. Uh, it contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Uh, As you know, the structure of glucose, we often say C6H12O6. So, ratio of hydrogen to oxygen very close to 2.1. Here you can see C6H12O6. Basically, there are three types of carbohydrate. One is called monosaccharide. These are simpler one. This one is disaccharide. Okay, this is polysaccharide. Monosaccharide means the famous examples are glucose, fructose. These are the examples of monosaccharide. When we go into detail to learn what is disaccharide, then we'll see sucrose and lactose are the examples of disaccharides. And polysaccharide, glycogen and cellulose, these are the famous examples of polysaccharides. So here you can see some structure of carbohydrate. Okay, so this is the structure. Glucose molecules have a straight chain of carbon molecules. So glucose. Here you can say more commonly glucose molecule form a ring structure. This one is having a ring structure. This shape symbolizes the ring structure of a glucose molecule. Here it represents oxygen. So here you can see in monosaccharides, this is a ring structure. This symbol represents oxygen. So this is one means monomer. Here you can see disaccharides here, two molecules, one and another one. It combines. This is also oxygen. One molecule of water will be released. So this is a structure of disaccharide. Okay. So we have discussed the examples here. The examples was glucose. Here this one is polysaccharide. Here you can see how n numbers of this ring is associated. Here you can see this is a complex structure, and again here this one is, here again it is connected with this bond. Now this one is again, so this is very complex structure, so polysaccharide. And we have discussed that like cellulose was the example, very famous example that comes under polysaccharide. Now, lipids soluble in organic solvents, insoluble in water, uh, fats, triglycerides, usually primarily used primarily for energy. Most common lipid in the body, fats, contains again carbon and hydrogen is common, oxygen but less oxygen than carbohydrates. Here, like C57, H110, O6. Building blocks are one glycerol and three fatty acids. Okay, three fatty acids per molecule. Two types. One is saturated and unsaturated. Single bond represents saturated, and double and triple bond represents unsaturated. Triglycerides are formed from a fatty acid and glycerol, means sugar. They are the most plentiful sources of stored energy to our bodies. Two types again, saturated and unsaturated, contains only single bond, and unsaturated one or maybe more than one double bond. Existence of double bond and triple bond is called unsaturated. Short unsaturated fats are liquids, oil, and come from plants. Long saturated fats are solid, butter and meat fat, and come from animals. Organic substances, lipids, continued. Phospholipids, existence of phosphorus in this compound. So building blocks are one glycerol, two fatty acids, and one phosphate per molecule. Hydrophilic and hydrophobic in nature. Major component of cell membranes. Here you can see the fatty acid, fatty acid, fatty acid. So this is glycerol portion A. Here you can see again fatty acid, fatty acid. Here you can see the existence of phosphorus. So phospholipid molecule. Okay, so here phosphorus is present. A schematic representation of phosphorate molecule. How we show this one phospholipid molecules. Water insoluble. This one well hydrophobic in nature, and this one is hydrophilic, means water soluble. So let's have a look on steroids. Four connected rings of carbon, widely distributed in the body. It is having various functions. Main component of cell membrane, used to synthesize n numbers of hormones. Of course, one is cholesterol. Here you can see the general structure of a steroid, and here you can see the structure of cholesterol, very complex form. Here you can see ring structure, how associated with n numbers of carbon and hydrogen. So this is the basic information of steroid. Now, coming to the next point, importance of proteins. As you know, protein plays very crucial role inside our body. Uh, it is having a structural materials, energy source, like carbohydrate. It also having a very rich source of energy. Many hormones, 99% you can say, that is present inside our body is made up of or proteinous in nature. You can say receptors, enzymes. Enzymes performs catalytic activity inside our body, and maximum are proteinous in nature. Antibodies, antibodies, they fight with antigens so that foreign particles they doesn't invade our body. So as you know, antibodies are very important, and antibodies are made up of, or you can say, proteinous in nature. Protein building blocks are amino acid, and n numbers of amino acid when associated uh, by peptide bond, then they create protein. Amino acid held together with peptide bond. We'll discuss what is peptide bond. So these are the generally four levels of protein structure. Here you can see primary structure, very straight one. Okay, so amino acid combines with peptide bond. Here this one is secondary structure. You can see two types, beta sheet and alpha helix. You can see this structure is called alpha helix, and this is beta pleated sheets. We'll discuss in our later classes about these things. Now here you can see tertiary structure, and this one is quaternary structure. Hemoglobin comes under this quaternary structure. Now, nucleic acid, it carries genes. You must have heard about DNA and RNA, how it carries genes, encode amino acid sequence of proteins. Building blocks are nucleotides. Here, these are the schematic representations. Here, this one is E group, S, and this one is B. B refers for nitrogenous base. In DNA, four types of nitrogenous base, you must be aware of it: adenine, thymine, G and C. And in RNA, in place of thymine, uracil. Uh, you must have heard these words. So DNA is double helical structure, and RNA it's a single helical structure. So DNA double polynucleotide. Okay, here this structure you can see, and in RNA Here you can see single polynucleotide. This one is the structure of adenine always combines with thymine and guanine always combines with cytosine. But in RNA, adenine combines with double via double bond, uracil, guanine and cytosine is same. And this one is the schematic representation. One, it's RNA. This one here you can see how it combines with nitrogenous base. Again, from science to technology, these things CT scanning and PET imaging, positron emission topography. So coming to the summary of the lecture, what we have discussed in today's class. In today's class, we have discussed on inorganic substances. What are the inorganic substances? Why they are important for our body? And numbers of uh, elements we have discussed, like sodium, potassium. Very important one is water. So these are the examples of inorganic substances, and equally important to like organic molecules, the four major parts: carbohydrate, protein, fats, and nucleic acid. These are very important for our body. Equally, inorganic substances are also very important to our body. In today's class, we have discussed what is carbohydrate, very basic information on carbohydrates, types of like monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharides, examples of mono, di, and poly we have discussed. We have discussed what is protein, what are the role of protein building blocks, generally it is called. We have discussed on fats, means lipids, cholesterol, steroids. We have discussed how fats are also very important to our body, and the role and the importance of nucleic acid. We have discussed DNA and RNA. Basically, we oftenly say genes. So we have discussed on nucleic acid also. In our next class, we will discuss on composition of living matters. These are some questions for practice. Evaluate the role of inorganic substance in human life, like water. If our body don't have water, then we cannot imagine of life. Because most of the biochemical reactions requires water, and it occurs only when water is present. You consider the inorganic substance versus organic substance. As we have discussed, the four major classes of organic substances: carbohydrate, protein, fats, and nucleic acid. Explain the importance of carbohydrates in living organism. Major source of energy we need to understand. Differentiate the various types of nucleic acid and their properties. Basically, two types of nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. You need to understand and remember. List the major groups of inorganic chemical common in cells, as we have discussed in our class. Describe the general functions of the main classes of organic molecules in cells. So these things you can explain in a better way, or you can submit the answers of these questions in our next class. Till then, bye bye. Thank you. These are the references to go into detail or to have a better understanding. You can consult these books.